Are we live? I think we're live on Twitch. Are we live on YouTube? Just waiting for YouTube. Thank you. All right. Okay. We're live in all the places. Sorry for the noise in the background. I think Mia's we went live a little faster than anticipated there. So right, let's have a look here. New fortress, new update. All very exciting. Hello, potato. Yes, salutations to you. Should I say potatoations to you? So, Potato says hi, Mia. He's gone now. He's left the room. So, yeah. So, Potato, first of all, be prepared for some ASCII. This is the latest update to Dwarf Fortress. It's all very exciting. There's lots of new things, but because it's all so fresh and new, the update's only been out a day, so the third-party mods haven't been updated yet. The third-party tools, so we don't have a tile set, but I'll do my best to explain to the non-Dwarf Fortress hardcore what it is that's going on in this ASCII world here. But it's kind of, once you've watched it a little bit, it kind of, the ASCII bit doesn't really interfere too much with the game. It's just not quite as intuitive as the graphics pack. And yeah, but I should be able to give you an idea of what's going on. So it's a brand new map. It's a brand new world. It's a whole bunch of new dwarves. And so far what we have is we moved into a place in the world. Now, since as we're looking at ASCII, I'll show you the world map. So this is what the world map looks like in ASCII. So this is our world. And we are here on this kind of little bit of continent. Pretty much by ourselves. We are the grey omega sign there. This is all just forest. It's an untamed wilderness. Oh, you're struggling with Twitch, Potato? Yeah, got an untamed wilderness around here. Nothing too much to worry about. Down here is a monastery. Monasteries are a new thing. And all of this around the bottom is ice. So what we have, I actually chose a relatively safe spot. Actually on this map, it's quite heavily populated. Hello, Cupo, and all of Cupo's viewers. Hope that the cat gets fed, Cupo. Hello, Kvatch. Hello, Bag of Holding. So, and hello, Static. So yeah, it's weird to talk to you using a microphone instead of in chat. But yes, here's my world. We are down here in a relatively safe space. There's not too much around us. It's an untamed wilderness, so we're not doing too badly. There are numerous necromancer towers around, and there's a good number of goblin towers as well. But no evil in the immediate vicinity. There's also no elves down here. So how do I like the update? I'm loving it, but oh god, I'll be so pleased when I get DF Hack back. I can cope with ASCII, but oh, I'm missing DF Hack really bad. So I've started a new Embark already. I was just going to get a feel for it, and then I was actually going to start another new Embark on screen. But Oh, it's such a good start. So I thought, sod it. I'm sorry you've missed spring. So you're going to be joining me in summer. But we have, I have a good radio voice, so thank you very much. We have lignite, hematite, and gypsum all in the starting Embark, and dolomite as well. So it's like a dream start. So I've got a light aquifer, but I seem to have set up my fortress in a place where the aquifer isn't affecting us. And it's only a light aquifer anyway, so we'll be able to deal with it. So let me go to the fortress and I'll show you what I've done so far. So here's the fortress. I took a gamble. I thought, well, you know, enemies are far away. Okay, it's untamed wilderness, but it's not terribly bad out here. So I got myself a couple of llamas. So we do have a couple of llamas. We had a yak and a mule that came with us pulling the cart. And I've got them pastured up here, and this is just a wood stockpile to bring in all of the wood that was chopped while I was setting up. And what we have here is, it was a fairly flat area, so rather than building walls straight away, because I do like to make a big fortress, it's a little bit faster, instead of building walls to wall off a large space, is to dig trenches. So what I've done is to channel down, and apart from a little bridge here and a little ways, an easy way in and out at the moment because we're still unloading the cart, we've channeled down a couple of layers and I've dug in. So if you notice here, as I go up, you get solid land, and then as you go down, it's undercut. So in theory, we should be, well, at least once I've removed this bridge here, we should have a good, safe base. Now, so that my dwarves can get in and out, if we go further down, so this is just an unused layer, then there's another unused layer. This is so I'm going down 3 layers now. I just dug out a hole in the ground basically, so that we had a stockpile to put a bunch of all the stuff in that we collected on our way in, that we brought in with us, and some stuff that we've made along the way. Then, do you like any of the... Yeah! Oh, what? Hello, Fifi. Welcome to the stream. Yes. Oh, I'm trying to remember which one I was watching the other day. I was watching one of his old series. It was the Honeystoker. It's Honeystoker series. But I was going to start watching Honeystoker, and a card flashed up that said, "See how we got to Honeystoker," and it links to the videos before that. So I've been watching those. So Sal, with this new update, what's the long-term plan for this world? I am playing it in anticipation of everything going drastically wrong and us having a lot of fun in the process. So I'm just practicing this particular layout to see how well it stands up to the new update. So I've just gone down another level. At the moment here, I've got some workshops. I've set up a carpenter, a mason, a crafts dwarf, mechanics, and we're just building a jeweler's there as well. I've got my beds tucked in a corner, so the dwarves think that this is a bedroom, and 4 tables. I think maybe only 3 chairs. There probably was only 3 chairs when I put the chairs down. So the dining room and meeting hall is in this corner. So that was just this is just temporary, just to give them somewhere. Yeah, they're all addictive. Going down. So this layer I will be using as a storage room for trade goods. And then going down further, this is my main defensive area. So what we have here is a set of stairs that lead up to the area where I'll be keeping all of my trade goods, and down here is where I'll be having my trade depot. So I've got this area here that I'm not cutting out. I'm going to be putting a mist generator there, where then there's some doors for them to walk through. That means that they can quickly run in and I can lock things behind them. Would that be an English accent? Yes. Forgive me if you take offence if you happen to be Irish, Scottish or Welsh. I come from an Irish family, but yes, it's an English accent. And then here I have, these are like emergency bridges. So if something comes onto the map that's just too hard for us to handle, especially in the early days, I can literally just close up. And then the trade depot will be here. Got a little stone stockpile just here for the moment, just to get stuff cleared out the way, because I brought gypsum with me and I'm trying to get them to bring it in. And we've cut through gypsum, so they're putting gypsum in my other stockpile. So yeah, it got messy. So yeah, so the way into this bit of the fortress is up and down these stairs from the trade stockpile, through some doors into an area where I'll keep dogs to keep an eye on thieves. Then through the emergency close gates, there's a stairway that goes up, that will go up into the trench. I'm just not sure how deep I'm going to dig the trench yet, so I haven't terminated it. But yes, one staircase will come up into the trench, and then the other staircase goes up to the other side of the trench. We've already got a hatch cover on that one. So I'm currently digging this out, and the bridges are built. I just need them to build the levers to go with those bridges. And then down here is an exit, and it's an exit that the trade caravans can get in and out of, that leads to the outside world. The idea being a good method when I start forts. Well, thank you very much. It's risky because it means that the dwarves are doing a lot and not preparing to be attacked. We're focused on fort defences rather than dwarf defences. But yes, very shortly this will be the only way in and out of the fortress, because I'll use gates to secure both of these entrances, and gates to secure that one, and I'll have numerous tunnels that come out. Then what I can do is to place dogs at the entrance to the tunnel, so if anything tries to ambush us, like werebeasts or elves or anything, if something tries to sneak in on us, the dogs will spot it, with giving us enough time to either later on assemble a military, or in the early days at least just close the doors. So hopefully we'll get the defences finished before anything nasty attacks. But first, before I demolish all of this, I want them to bring in the stuff from the Embark, which the caravan's just here and it's only got a few things left on it. I'm just waiting for them to bring in those last few bits. And if I remember right, we did have it's just turned autumn, and we have just had a trade caravan appear on the map. I've hardly anything to sell them because I've been too busy building my defences, because I am well scared of being attacked by the undead at this point in time, having seen what's been happening on Cupo streams. Do you have any fun stories about previous forts? Oh gosh, yeah, the same sorts of things as everybody else in a way. I think one thing I had was when a werebeast attacked me before I was ready, and it managed to infect one of my dwarves. That dwarf got shot by a crossbowman, who was then immediately declared a traitor, and they shot the crossbowman. The dwarf that shot the crossbowman was declared a traitor, and so somebody else shot him, and I had a complete collapse of my military because every time someone shot the next one, they were all declared a traitor, and yeah. Thankfully, by the time there was just... I'm trying to remember how they got rid of the last military guy, but they sort of did it one by one, like dominoes. They all just turned on each other. Yeah. Hi, Findle. So, right, let's unpause it and let some things get happening. So what I've got them making at the moment, if they're making anything, because they're all hauling stuff. Of course, the mouse works fine for pointing at things, but it doesn't work for querying stuff. Right, we finished the mechanisms, so hopefully we should get the levers built now. We finished making beds, that's a good thing. So I really should start making some barrels. Do you know, we're in autumn, I haven't even built a farm yet. Let's get a couple of barrels made for when we need them. The mason is making some doors. Once you've made doors, some rock blocks wouldn't go amiss. I think we've got a few, but I've been using them quite a bit. So a few more rock blocks. Crafts Dwarf, I've been churning out rock mugs. Hang on, I think somewhere I did ask them to make some spiked wooden balls to sell. I figured because I had the carpenter wasn't pushed. Like everybody else was making absolutely essential things, so I think I've got them making some spiked wooden balls. How's the jewelers doing? Yeah, waiting to be constructed. If we can get some jewels cut before the trader arrives, that would be good. Let's get the extra chair in, because I'm sure I have made the extra chair. Yeah, there we go. I'm actually using dolomite for the only blocks I had. It might even still be the same. Was dolomite and gypsum. They were the only two blocks I could make things out of. Right, the liaison's here. Much to share. We'll have a look at that in a second. What requests do we have? I think I will ask them for some leather. Yeah, and not much, just that. Yep, that's fine. Right, now what do you want from me? Splints, powder. Now I could sell him a good amount of my gypsum powder. Yeah, Cupo, I thought you were cooking dinner. Do you switch to the 5-way staircase eventually? I've never used it, but it seems to be popular amongst Dwarf Fortress Twitch streamers. Yeah, think about the hang on, 5-way, 1, 2, 3. I usually do blocks of 3x3. So that's what, 9 stairs. I like that because then they can pass either side of each other, and if they do any battling on the stairs, the military can surround whatever it is that they're fighting. Oh, it's your staircase. So yeah, powder. I can sell my gypsum powder since as we've got gypsum. And yeah, we've got next to nothing to sell. But good to know. Right, how are we getting on downstairs? Have we built any of those levers yet? Still working on the levers. Right, let's get up and have a look at the trader. Do you know, I think I'll leave it a little bit before I go getting the dwarves to carry all this stuff out, because I would rather they carried on bringing in the stuff from the Embark. Yeah, it's like it's autumn and we still haven't got the last of the stuff in. And we don't have any farms built. I don't have a still built. Let's have a look. I think, what type of material is this? Oh, loam, so we're fine. I think I'll build the farms here, so let's get them digging it out. So we'll dig from... We'll have an entrance here, and then I can use that area that's already built as a food stockpile or seed stockpile. Probably food stockpile's the best thing. Right, so we'll go from there to there. We'll have a bit of a wide entrance. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1 spare. So I'll go to there. Then, yeah, so I've got room for my steel over here. From there, 1, 2, 3, cool. I'll throw it in that far, I think, for the moment. Might expand it a little later, but for the moment, that will do to get us going. So yeah, get some farm plots down. All I brought with me in way of seeds was pigtails and plump helmets. So I'll plant pigtails one season, plump helmets another. Okay, right, build me a farm plot. And since I'm going to be planting the same thing over and over again, I'm just going to make it 2 fairly sizable plots, I think. Maybe. No, I'm going to make 1 sizable plot and then 1 smaller one. Just in case we decide at a later point to do something like, I don't know, cave wheat or something. Yeah, I'll get that one built there. And then we want to build a still. We'll get the still in over here. Not right next to the wall. We'll have that there. Let's make that out of dolomite blocks. I don't think I actually have a brewer out of my units. So let's pick somebody who's not really... Cheesemaker. Yes. Okay. So a cheesemaker can be the brewer. Sounds kind of appropriate. Where are you? What you doing? Yeah, I think you'll do. So that is farming and related. Brewing. Okay. Let's head down. So I actually want to make this into a hotkey just here. This is going to be F2, zoom to there. Because I'll be coming onto this floor fairly often. Oh, I don't think I have a farmer. Oh, we have more migrants. Fantastic. How's the audio, everybody, by the way? Are the game sounds about right for my voice? I didn't do any sound checks before I got started. I got started a little faster than I was expecting. Now, I did have somebody who had some farming skills. Oh, no, it was a cook. Yeah. We could see who these people are who are coming in. Where are they coming from? It looks like... Oh no, that's just rain, isn't it? We've brought in 2 so far. A cheesemaker, a miller. Oh no, 3. And a blacksmith. Blacksmith's good. Like that. So, I'll worry about naming people later. I'll leave the blacksmith doing blacksmithing. Maybe. Cheesemaker, you can be a farmer. So let's go to you first. I want to have a look at you. You're annoyed, caught out in the rain. You've only just got here. But yep, you'll do. Let's put you on to... You've got cheese making at the moment. I don't really want you cheese making. Let's get you farming. Okay, and who else did we have in here? So our blacksmith. Let's have a look at him. Oh gosh, he's exasperated at being caught in the rain and he's sad from being separated from a loved one. Okie dokie. And where are you now? Good, you've got yourself in. So what jobs have you got? I'm going to give you furnace operating as well. I don't mind if you just focus on hauling for the moment. And then the last of them is a miller. I've had a lot of food focused people coming on in. So let's have a look at you. Grouchy, caught in the rain and sad from being separated. These do not sound like the happiest of people. We'll see how that goes. Where are you? Yes, you've made it in as well. Now, I probably don't want you milling. At the moment, I just want as much in the way of hauling as I can get. So I'm just going to leave them to do that. Sort of hauling and construction works. This, the more of that we can get done, the sooner we'll start getting the things like the levers built, because people are busy hauling instead of building levers. Right, so let's get stuff over to the trade caravan. I'm not entirely sure what we've got to sell. I'm hoping that we have got some trap components. Yes, nice. I did make so. I thought I put some in. I was just surprised they got made so fast. We should have some spare goblets as well. Oh yeah, and they're paying good money for powders. I'll put them in. I'll probably keep one, but we'll see how much they sell for, because they'll sell as much for their bag as they do for the contents. Some of those bags might be worth a bit. Finished goods. Cups, mugs and goblets. Happy to sell some of the mugs. Get a bit of extra cash that way. We can soon make some more mugs. I think that's all we want to sell at this point. Right, let's let them get that lot moved. And have we got the last? No. I don't even know what it is that is still on the cart. I've asked for it to be removed. Oh, for the cart to be removed. But yeah, if we are getting close to having these levers built down here. Still waiting on the mechanics. I've got 2 mechanics. What's everybody doing? storing items. Miner's got no job. Yeah, we'll have you busy very shortly, don't worry. I think what I need to do is stop my mechanics from working on other things. So, mechanics... Now, this is where I've got to remember who had the job. I think it was Beatrice, I think, was a mechanic. Let's just have a look at your labours. No, it wasn't you, so it might have been Bernie then. Beatrice and Bernie are married, which is why I'm thinking that I might have just got those two mixed up. Let's have a look at you, Bernie. Was it you? No, it wasn't. It wasn't any... Well, there was one of my people who begins with A, who has mechanicking. Alright, let's just give somebody the task. Alright, Babom. You now can do engineering. I want you doing mechanics. And hauling. I don't want you doing any trade good hauling. Yeah, or yeah, in fact, I'm gonna turn all of that off for the moment. And then we'll come back and fix you as soon as you've got that lever built. Okay, so what's your job now? There you are. You're still storing an item in the stockpile. Oh, do we have doors? Yes. Okay, if we can get the doors made, at that point I will secure the base, because we will be at least as secure as we are from the hatch. We're getting anywhere near... No, not yet. We've got two idlers. Oh, is that the miners? Yeah, that's our two miners. Well, Adam, I'm going to have a job for you now anyway. Let's go up and see how we're getting on with trading. We didn't have terribly much to take there. Right, let's get Adam up there. While he's making his way over, it would probably be a good idea if I was to just have a look and see if we've got any animals that should be pastured that aren't. I'm missing in DF Hack, you can just see which animals are not pastured at all. So these are all indoor animals, so that's fine. No, okay. I just thought those new migrants might possibly have brought some animals with them, but it doesn't appear so. Right, Adam, are you at the trader? Yes, you are. Okay, so how much is all of our stuff worth? 1930. That gives us something to run with. And I think I'm just going to take back the cheapest of the bags of gypsum plaster. Now, because I was bringing llamas, taking the gamble on bringing the llamas, I don't have an anvil with me. I figured that we were very likely to get a trader in the first year. And I thought it was unlikely that within the first 6 months I would be needing an anvil. So I didn't bring an anvil with me, which is always a bit of a gamble. But hopefully he has an anvil to sell us. We could always... Oh no, we can't search. Yeah. I will get used to what we can't do. Oh, only steel anvils? Really? Okay, we'll take a steel anvil. Alright. What else do I really need? I would like to pick up some leather and some cloth. I won't be using that much leather because we've got steel at hand. Now, the other thing I could do with is more bags. Any cheap bags I'll take. Not bags with sand in there. 40, sure. 40. 30. Just saves me from making it myself. Oh yeah, look at that. See, we can buy a bag for 10. That costs us a piece of leather. Not to mention the time taken to make it. Right, the other thing I could do with is drinks, because I haven't set up. I got to autumn and I haven't set up farms or a still. Right, what have you got? We'll take your rum. Blood barrels. I don't know yet what we actually do with blood barrels. Does anybody know what they're used for in this update, or whether you can use venom and stuff like that? The stuff that we've had for a while but wasn't particularly useful. Take some rum. And probably take some meat as well. Not going to get away with it, just looking at the value. I'll leave behind some rum. We've got the extra barrels that'll keep us going, because although I haven't got farms going, I have had some plant gathering going, so we should have stuff to brew things out of, and we should have empty barrels to put it in. Let's see if he will accept. Yes, he did. I was really not expecting that. Okay, right, we don't need the trader there now. Have we had the farm plots built? Yes, good. So we are in autumn. I want pigtails in autumn. Then winter, plump helmets. Spring, plump helmets. Summer, pigtails. Autumn, should really be growing pigtails. And then in this little plot, just for the moment, I'm going to grow plump helmets all year around. I don't think we shouldn't have all of the plump helmets spawn that we need to do that yet. But yeah, I'm happy for it to get going. So all of the water that's falling in the trench, I think, is coming out of an aquifer. Because on the surface, there wasn't any... there's no muddy pools or anything. And I didn't get any warning to tell me that I was channeling through an aquifer. But that means that I don't need to worry about cutting down to the rock. But what I should do, if we're not going to go down any further, I need to remove those ramps. And in particular before it fills up too much. We'll go from here to here. Is that too far for it? Try going back again. From here. Oh, am I just on the wrong level? That might be the thing. Yeah, I'm on the wrong level. Okay. So remove the ramps from here. Across to there. That's better. And then up this side as well. Let's at least get those ramps taken out so that if it fills up, we've removed the area that's looks like it's going to be getting wet first. Oh, let's have a... Hang on a second. Is that somebody going in? Yes! At last, the cart is empty. Fantastic. And he's cave adapted already. Yes, so for those who don't know, there's a few bugs being identified. One is the dwarves are cave adapted when they arrive. They start vomiting from as soon as they're in the sunlight, and already people are starting to move very slowly, which is a shame. Usually that doesn't happen until a lot further into the game. Right, let's channel down. I can get this bit done at least. So from here to here, and from here to there. So this here is the one entrance in and out of the base that we've got at the moment. It's just a single hatch that leads up and down. People are going out and collecting logs because we cut down all of the trees in the area where the trench was going to be cut. So there's logs lying around all over the place, so people are collecting those in. Right, now let's take the next layer down. One thing I did make sure when I was choosing my Embark, I was looking to make sure that I was definitely picking a site. This might be, yeah, wrong level. Definitely picking a site where it was quite level. Because after my last fortress, I found that playing a big fortress like this, certainly on stream, where it's when you're streaming, it's a little bit tricky to pay attention quite the same way because I'm watching the game, I'm narrating, I'm reading chat. Hello, Omnirak, not seen you for a while. That bug sounds awful. Does the cave adaptation disappear after a while, or is it a permanent thing? Some dwarfs can get over it. Usually because they found something else that they like doing. No, something that comes to mind is, if this is going to fill, what do I do about a hatchway? There is a worse bug though. Right, just while I work out where this is going, I'm just pausing it for a second. Yep, there is a worse bug. And that is, since they introduced the ability to have mounted adventurers, at least. I'm not sure how the mounts work in Fortress mode, because humans could always ride mounts. They could always ride horses. I don't know whether dwarves can or not these days. But certainly in adventure mode, you've got mounts now. Well, something seems to have gone slightly wrong, because now when you get babies in Fortress mode, they're not being carried by their mothers. They're riding their mothers as though their mother was a mount, and they don't allow the mother to take a break. So we've got a problem at the moment with mothers of newborn babies dying of dehydration because the baby hasn't allowed them to take a long enough break to go and get something to drink. So it's something that we have to keep an eye on. That we haven't got any babies at the moment, but once babies start being born, we need to keep an eye on babies overworking their mothers, and we need to find a way to make the mother drop the baby for long enough for her to get a drink, and then she'll go back and find her infant. But yeah, so we'll probably have to get her to drop the infant somewhere very close to the alcohol and goblets. We'll make sure that the alcohol and goblets are in the same place. I think you can stop the flooding if you construct walls along the edges. That, or maybe just drain it off the map. I don't actually know what level the flooding is coming from, because I didn't get a warning saying you are channeling through an aquifer. So I'm not sure how deep it's going to flood. It won't be much of a problem. So what I'm looking at is right here. So what I want to do is dig an up-down stair over here. Finally, they've got those levers built. We want an up-down stair from here up to there. Make sure it's taken. Yes, it has. And then from here, we want a down stair there. Okay, and that will give people a way in and out of the trench once I've sealed the trench off from the outside world. Now another thing we can do is I want to get the trade depot removed. We're going to put another trade depot in downstairs where it's a bit safer. Okay, now let's have a hatch over there. If we don't dig down to the stone layer, then there shouldn't be anything in this trench for them to need to take out. So it could be that I just close this hatch and it never gets used in the future. It should show what areas are leaking. If you have channeling tool selected, it blinks blue. That's the weird thing though, is it didn't. Because at first I thought it was like you see over here, Hang on, let me just bring up the channeling. Oops. Bring up the channeling tool so I can show you with the cursor. So, yeah. So you see just here, there's a little bit of a ditch. And so it was a little bit damp and we got a little bit of leakage. So when I started seeing a little bit of leakage around here, I figured that that's what it was. But nothing. The water's just appearing. Unless it's a new thing to do with... I mean, it's been raining an awful lot. Is it that it's not flooding in from an aquifer and it's coming in from the rain? I've not seen anything like this before, where the water starts appearing without any warnings of aquifers and no pools to the side. The biome over here to the right, this is all desert wasteland. So, yeah. So a little bit puzzling. But it's not going to cause me a problem because it's a defensive area. If I, now actually, if I bring up, if I bring up channeling now, it does. Okay, so it wasn't doing that before. What I'll have to keep an eye on then is that I don't dig my farms too far over that area. So it will only be a light aquifer. So yeah, we could just wall it off at those points. But I'm just not sure we're going to need to. If it does fill this area, then I don't need to worry about taking the level down. And that's the only reason why I would want to get in here. Hang on, wrong instruction. I don't want you channeling that. What I want you doing is removing all of the ramps. Okay. From there to there. But I swear, there was no blue flashing before. But at least now I know what's going on. Okay, and then remove the ramps from over here. Right the ways to over here. Excuse me 1 second, I've left my ice maker on. I got started streaming a little bit faster than I was expecting to, so wasn't quite prepared. And stepped away from Dwarf Fortress without pausing again. What could possibly go wrong? Right, I've got just a couple of things I need to do before I disconnect that bridge. And that's to make sure that the dwarves have got a safe passage in and out. So they can get in and out of the trench through here. So we're fine to trap people in the trench. But we do need to make sure that they can also get in and out from the other side of the trench, because at the moment they're going out there and collecting wood. So we'll just get the miners working out that bit there. And then this will connect over to the trader's entrance. New trade depot can be built. So that is build me depot. Would like that relatively close to the doors. About there's nice. And we'll have that made out of dolomite blocks. So this already connects to an entrance to the other side of the trench. Now we would be safer if I could have a bridge just on the entranceway here. Just so that we can close it up if, in fact, let's have it coming the other direction. Have it raising towards us. So this isn't something that I'm going to want them using an awful lot. Dolomite blocks, there you are. And then we'll want another lever putting in over here. Okay, and then, oops. I want to connect that lever there that's flashing green. I want to connect you to a bridge. Yes, to that bridge using some mechanisms, and also to that bridge that we're hovering over already. Yes, using some dolomite mechanisms, and you are going to be the front door. Okay. Wow, we're striking all kinds down there. Yeah, hematite and lignite right next to each other. You couldn't ask for better. So the new trade depot's built. As soon as the miners have got through that bit of sand down there, that should be an accessible trade depot. I've just thought, I don't know whether the access indicator for the trade depot is a Dwarf Fortress thing. Hang on a second, miners, come back. You can take down that last bit of wall that I put there just to make sure you didn't try and dig from the other direction. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so is it? Let's see. Oh, good. That's vanilla. That was something I didn't know whether this was a vanilla feature or whether it was a DF hack feature. All right, so the depot is accessible. Now, let's have a think. We've got another lever there that needs to connect to the other bridge. Is that bridge built though? Not that one? Yes, that one. Okay, that's good. So that is the bolt hole. That's just a way for them to get in and out, but it's not something they should be using often. As soon as we've brought in the wood that's around the edge of the fortress, I'll close that off and we will very, very rarely use that. Okay, so now I can tell the dwarves to start channeling away up here, and we can cut ourselves off from the outside world. So from there to here. Okay, Then if we go down a level, it is from, we undercut a layer, and it's from here to there. And now down the next layer. From there to there. And now we just need to remove the last of the ramps. Okay. Yeah, if this does fill with water, it'll actually be quite a good thing because it'll stop trees from growing. And usually I dig down to the rock to make sure that trees don't grow. But that causes, you know, more complications because then you've got stones there that they want to be bringing in. But maybe it will. I think at the moment they're just running around catching the last bits of wood that are in the trench. Cool. So certainly our animals are a lot more secure than they were. Nothing can chase them off the island now. Nothing can run over. So we can still suffer from aerial attacks. They can still get scared, but they won't be running off very far. Hello, Aurelius. I heard there was an update recently for Dwarf Fortress. It's an amazing update. I'm absolutely loving it. So it's a big update. It's gone from 0.44, which is 44% complete, to 0.47, which is 47% complete. We now have espionage and intrigue. We'll have people come in and trying to steal our stuff from us, and they will try and make traitors out of our dwarves, and they'll do that through flattery, through threatening them, through trying to seduce them, I believe. I haven't had that one confirmed, but it seems to be the case. Whoa, what? Is it just raining? I'm just looking at this. That rain appears to be red. We're not raining blood or anything, are we? These things do happen, but I'm hoping that's just water. Yeah, we've got espionage and intrigue. There's the justice system. So the justice system, the idea is that if somebody sees something suspicious going on, they may report it to your sheriff. And your sheriff can call in the witnesses and interrogate them, or any suspects, and interrogate them to see whether or not we can get to the bottom of it. But you do have to be careful because dwarves will make false claims against other dwarves that they have a grudge against. Dwarves can now get married, get divorced, they have lovers, they have children out of wedlock. And I'm sure that along the way we will get lots of unhappy thoughts, but probably lots of happy thoughts. If you see a dwarf that is suddenly strangely happy again, it could be because they've got a secret lover. I'm talking about making people happy. We've also got the ability to appoint priests when you have a large enough number of people all worshipping a single god, although there are schisms, so that causes problems. But enough people worship one god, and you will actually be asked, you'll be petitioned to appoint a priest. And the priest can read sermons. When the priest gives a sermon, they will give happy thoughts to the dwarves, the particularly consoling thoughts to unhappy dwarves. and they will have a higher effect on they'll have a higher positive effects on the dwarves that worship them than they will have negative effect on the dwarves that don't worship them. So the negative effect is very, very low. I haven't seen this myself yet, but this is what I've read. That's very low, but the positive effects are very high, so it helps to handle the stress. We've also got guild halls for the various trades. For every trade, you can have a guild hall of gelders, should you wish. And the guild halls will help your dwarves to increase their skill, but they also help the dwarves to make friends and meet new people. So it becomes a bit of a social aspect to it as well. So it should be, yeah, there's just so much. Now, on the kind of bad side of things, the enemies have gotten substantially tougher in some ways. So the necromancers, now the way it works in the world generation is unlike the way it used to be, where you would have a necromancer tower and that would have a sort of area of evil around it, and you'd have goblins would set up in certain areas, but then it'd stay pretty much fixed. Once it was, you would play in that world and it wasn't going to change much unless you went 100 years on. Maybe another tower would pop up somewhere. What happens now is the evil that comes from the necromancer towers spreads. So you might start off in a serene biome, and after a couple of years you might suddenly find that you're in a really nasty biome because the biome has changed while you were there, because the evil has spread. The necromancers have lieutenants, and they have numerous new monsters at their beck and call, and some of them are just really, really tough. So yeah, so I'm very happy to be walling off my dwarfs and telling them to just, if something happens, we can just shut up shop and stay behind closed doors, pull the levers and keep all the bad guys out, at least until we've got like full suits of steel armor and weapons, and we're all decently trained, because at the moment we're running around in silk socks and that's about it. So we are in no way equipped to take anything on at the moment. Right, I would like to get a bridge down this end of my tunnel. About here. We'll have that close to the north. Made out of dolomite blocks. Very good. I probably need to make some more mechanisms. Where have I got my workshops? This is a temporary workshop place. So, oh, it looks like we've got the jewelers built now as well. Right, add mechanisms. Lots and lots of mechanisms. I haven't built a room yet for the manager, so there's nothing I can do to make that job easier. In the jewelers, can we start getting some stuff cut? Yes, we can. Okay, can you cut that on repeat? And sard. So start getting some of this stuff moved then. Not dolomite, hematite, lignite. No, don't cut any of the rest. Okay, we haven't had a fey mood yet, I don't believe. Have we? Nobody's in a fey mood, are they? Have haven't got any artifacts. I thought we could look at artifacts with a capital L, but maybe that's DF hack. Yes, so we are the Ale Bakers. Or the Ale Bakers is where we're set up. I think our civilization or our fortress government.
It's frigid chill. Keep fires hot and eat your fill.
Oh, nice. We are the Lilac something or other. Right, let's have a quick stock take. So from the top, what do I most need to do now? The thing I most need to do is actually dig out the stockpiles so that we can start moving stuff where it belongs. I am surprised that the settings on this stockpile, not the farm. Oh, it does allow bins and it allows barrels. Okay, usually I say don't put bins in there. And it allows wheelbarrows. Okay. Yeah, that's just the general purpose stockpile for all the stuff that we brought in when we arrived. So need to start digging out rooms, getting them smoothed out. In fact, I've started building the bedrooms. So this is the bedrooms down here. What we could do, because we've got a few idlers, and we're starting to chill a bit now because all of the really important stuff, the sort of the life-threatening stuff, has been done. So we can start working on some of this. Now what stones do we have here? Are these gems? Lignite, yeah. We probably don't want to be smoothing the lignite. We actually probably want to be throwing that into a furnace. What's that over there? Gypsum. I'm quite happy to smooth gypsum. We've got so much of it. So let's dig out the lignite. From there to there. That's lignite. That's lignite. It's so rare that I find lignite. I was really pleased when I found it here. So the intention behind this fort was just to have a quick play, a quick practice, make sure that I was okay with it's been so long since I played without DF hack, and even then I haven't really played without DF hack. I've started it up and had a little tinker. I haven't played it in anger like this without DF hack before. So I thought it'd be a good idea just to have a go before I started doing any streaming. And then this Embark just turned out to be so good that I didn't want to stop playing. So I just thought, yeah, come along with me on this fortress. It's too good. Just such a lucky Embark. Yeah, quite. Hang on, I said build, construction, wall. From here... dolomite blocks. Can we not do box select? I'm sure we can. It's just how. I mean, okay, we're only doing little bits of wall. But at some point, that's gonna... yeah, I'm gonna want to figure out how to do box select on wall. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You size it. I remember. Right, well, this one's just a single one anyway. And then it's wall. We get it roughly where we want it. And then you size it like you're building a bridge. Outer dolomite blocks. More wall. And then just a couple more bits down here. And a little sideways bit there. I think we're done. Oh, hang on. I think I spot a couple of bits that I've missed, but I kind of need to miss them. Here and here. I can't build those bits until we've got this one and that one in place, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to get to them. Okay, so now we can build those extra bits. Build a construction, a wall. So we have that little bit there. And we have this little bit here. Okay. And yes, I think we've got all of the gems out of the wall. Except maybe there. Hang on a second. Is that a gem that I thought was gypsum? Yes, that's a tiger eye cluster. Let's dig that out. It's only that one there. Meanwhile, we can be doing some smoothing on the other bit. Hello, Finder. How the heck is it? I just discovered wheelbarrows are a thing when you mentioned it in passing, and looking at the wiki, they've been in for a very long time. Yeah, always something new to find. I mean, it was what, 2 days ago I discovered that you can get seeds just by eating raw plants, or at least with the plump helmets. I think I'd known that about the other plants. And it's like, you know, thinking back, I've even known that that was the case because there's always plump helmet seeds all over my dining room floor. So, of course. But yeah, there's always something new, and there's always something you didn't know. I was watching someone, I can't remember who it was, someone who's been playing far longer than me. I've been playing since version 0.42, maybe about 2016, something like that. Maybe not even that long. A few years. I've been playing a few years. And someone who'd been playing a lot longer than me said that everybody is a noob. Anyone who says that they're not a noob doesn't know what they're talking about. Minor cancels. Eat item inaccessible. I got a feeling that the item is inaccessible because we haven't got anything. Because I haven't built a kitchen yet and we're not cooking any food. Let's go up here and build a kitchen. And I'm not sure whether we'll have anything to cook. Just thinking about it. What I could do is make a bit more of a plant gathering zone. So if we say, come gather the plants over here. So from here to there. Yep, gather fruit. And anything else, gather and pick fruit. And now if we go down to the workshops, there it is. And I'll tell the carpenter to make a step ladder. I've only got one person gathering fruit at the moment, gathering plants and food. Alas, looks like wheelbarrows only work in conjunction with stockpiles, and the majority of my longer distance stone movements involve taking it to dumps. Ah, yeah. What you can do is set up, and there is a drawback to wheelbarrows, but I think it's outweighed. What you can do is have your guys who are collecting bring it to a stockpile that's near to where you were going to dump, and then allocate it to dump from that stockpile. But it does mean going back. I do this with refuse, where I have the allocated dump spot for refuse, but I have a small refuse stockpile nearby, so that they'll bring the refuse automatically to the refuse pile, but then I have to clear the refuse pile out and throw it into the garbage pit. Yeah, with wheelbarrows, the only downside to wheelbarrows, I think, is that if you have a giant stockpile, say you have 20 dwarves that are all stone haulers, for example. If you only have 10 wheelbarrows allocated to that stockpile, then only 10 dwarves will go and fetch stone, and only the 10 that have got the wheelbarrows. So if a stockpile has got it's okay if you've told the stockpile that it can have 10 wheelbarrows, but it doesn't have any. Then the dwarves will ignore the wheelbarrow thing. But if there's at least one wheelbarrow that's actually been made and associated with that stockpile, then no other dwarves will go work the stockpile. So it does limit your numbers. And plus, they will always save a space in the stockpile for the wheelbarrow. So, yeah, so a few... So, yeah, could make a stockpile with wheelbarrows and then periodically order a dump of the stockpile when it's getting full. Yeah. Hello, Kvatch again. Put an auto-dumping stockpile by the dump. Though I can't recall if that's a DF hack thing. It sounds like a DF hack thing, gotta say. Right, oh, this blue thing here where I've just got a load of areas all marked out in blue is because I'm going to have a water feature. I'm absolutely determined to build my water feature. I always mean to get around to building a water feature and then I never quite get there. This time we're going to do it. I'm definitely going to build my water feature. Right, let's smooth the rest of the bedrooms. Oh, I'm so used to having this switched on in Dwarf Therapist. I don't think I've got anybody allocated. Right. What I don't know is how do we switch more quickly between the different dwarves without having to go unit zoom? Does anybody know that? Problem is when using dumps, I specify exactly what stone is getting moved to them. With a stockpile, they could potentially go grab stuff that's piled up. Or, yeah. And you never know where they're going to run, which ones they're going to prioritise. because I use gates at the end of long tunnels, sometimes what I'll find is that I'll have a gate closed for some reason, and there'll be one block of gneiss or something, some other sedimentary rock the other side of that gate. And the dwarves, the only way they can access it, now that might be the northwest corner of the map, it could be that the only way they can access it is to go out of a gate which is in the southeast corner of the map, and they'll go halfway across the map, getting sick in the process, to pick up that one lump of rock that they've decided is the one lump of rock that they want to move to the stockpile and then carry it all the way back. So yeah, you kind of got to be, you have to do a lot of forbidding to make sure that they don't end up picking up the stuff that you don't want them to pick up. What was I doing here? I was switching on other jobs, wasn't I? So I want you to do, no, it's in stonework. Stone detailing. Yep, we'll have you do it. And we'll have you do it. Yep, Amos, you can be doing it. Okay, that's a few of them. The rest of them are all idle because usually I just have everyone switched on to stone detailing. They get happy thoughts when they do stone detailing, mainly because it's an easy skill for them to pick up because they all do a little bit of it and their skills build up. I'm not so worried about specialising somebody so that somebody gets a masterwork in it. Just giving them all a bit of a creative job to do. If they get a skill in it, it just helps with their mood. Stone working, stone detailing. Who else got no job? Bernie. I probably need to be making more stuff as well. Right, that's a good few of you. Let's have a look at the workshops. There's things I think that we should be doing. Right, carpenter. Make a few more wooden buckets. I think we've only got one at the moment. We might need more. And let's have the obligatory splints and crutches, because you kind of want them made for when you need them. I'm gonna need a few more beds soon, so let's get a bed built as well. Right, that's you busy. Then for the mason, I think the thing we want from you next is, in fact, just keep on making rock blocks. Keep on building your skills. And we'll get some more chairs and tables off you in a while. Then for the crafts dwarf. Now, did I think I might have asked him to make nest boxes already. I need nest boxes. You've got a massive immigration on the third wave last night. Got to get some military going with those guys. But I've been busy channeling out my aqueduct for a reservoir for the well. Always something to micromanage. Yeah, absolutely. That is something that will be next on my agenda, actually, is getting the well built. So I build an underground aquifer and an underground well that draws off the river, and then put a gate at either end so that I can switch the water flow on and off as I wish. I use the bridges rather than the floodgates, just to make sure that like a building destroyer can destroy a floodgate, it can't destroy a bridge, so why use a floodgate? Right, we sold some of the mugs, didn't we? So probably need some more mugs. And mechanic, you're still building mechanisms. Jewelers are still cutting the gems. Hello, Einherjam. Good evening to you too. How are you today? I pronounce your name differently every single time. Einherjam. Is that right? And is it a German name? Because I'm pronouncing it as though it's a German name, or I'm trying to. I don't think you have been introduced to my co-streamer yet, Mia. He is a German guy, but he has a far more British accent than I do. Amusingly so. He's training to be a German teacher in England. He's just going through his teacher training at the moment. Findle, you're doing similar. Got a channel coming off a river that drips down to the bottom level of a 2-level deep reservoir. Then an overflow channel goes off the top of that. Off the top of the edge of the map to ensure that it gets overpressurized. Water doesn't come up through the well hole. If you do I usually use the diagonal trick. Where if you get it to pass through a diagonal, it resets the water pressure so that it won't go any higher than that Z level. I know, yeah. Oh, it's an Old Norse word. Basically, dead Viking in Valhalla. Oh, nice. Cool. Not Norwegian, so I honestly don't even know 100% how it's pronounced. Nice. But cool. Right, so I'm going to want my well based somewhere around my water feature. My water feature, right, so what we're going to have here is going to be the top of the waterfall. Here is going to be where the waterfall falls through, because this is going to be a really high traffic area. So I'm going to have grates on the floor and the water will fall through this area, so they'll just see it as mist and it'll clean them off. This will be the top of the pump layer and the top of the water wheels, so that we've got a constant pump system going. And then this layer here will be the bottom of the water, the bottom of the water wheel, where we have the reservoir. So for my well, the water wheel's going to be too deep anyway. And so we'll be able to put the well, like if I have my water wheel facing north to south, then we'll be able to put the well on the north side of the water wheels, and there'll be a too deep reservoir there automatically. But what I'll need to do is to put the feed to the bottom of the reservoir. It depends on how high I want it. I suppose this is the level I always want full, so that the pump can lift it up over the top of the water wheel. So if I do that from the south, yes, sorry, this probably doesn't make a lot of sense while I'm talking out aloud. I'm gonna want it there. And then I'm going to want it to come all the way out to the river. Now, it would probably help if I knew where the river was. The river's somewhere down here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I think we're going to want to come somewhere from the top, like the northernmost point of the river, probably. Seems reasonable. And I'm going to want to channel it at this level. So let's put in just a big long strip here to start with. Ah, chop down trees. Ah! I forgot when you've been on the surface it defaults to chop down trees. Right, we want to take it right the way up to the wall but no further. Then... yeah, and I want to keep that outside of my fort for the moment. Are we on the right level? Oh no, I thought that'd be too... I thought we'd need to drop it down more than that. Okay. I think I'll actually move it a little bit further back because it's going to have to go underneath my tunnel system. Let's see where my tunnel system is. So if we have it dive underneath the tunnel, then I'll know that we've got it in exactly the right place. Or that it's not going to interfere with anything. So we'll take it to this side. Yep, and then we'll drop it down here. And then we'll have an up-down stair there. Now, actually, I need to work out where exactly that's going to go to, don't I? Which layer? So if we say... well, I know that it's going to come down this point. So we'll be leaving the staircase at that point, just somewhere lower down. So here. Okay. So we'll bring it along. To there. And then down to there. Cool. So normally when I'm filling a reservoir, I use the diagonal trick, but I do it the level above the bottom so that it's too deep. But in this case, I'm using a pump system that's going to keep it too deep anyway. So I don't want it to be any higher because it would risk overfilling because I'm going to be emptying it and refilling it with the pumps. So if it was to fill higher than that, yeah, we could flood. Right, so now if I go here, I know where I'm going with this now. So if we go down one, make the up-down stair, and go down to here with the up-down stair. That didn't take. So there. There we go. And then on this bottom level, we want an upstair. Okay, so let's just check that's all correct. So there's the upstair, up, downstair, downstair. Okay. And then this is going to lead into the sump area down here. Now I'm not exactly sure yet which bits I'm going to channel down into. And And I might need to do it from this level downwards. Make sure that we get it all positioned right and nobody falls through a floor. So first of all, let's get rid of all of these markings that I've left around here. And now, so what I'm thinking is that we'll have a pump. The pump would be from here to here. That'll be connected to water wheels. Water wheels will be... Oh, I can't remember whether the water wheel sits at the front or the back of the pump. Well, doesn't matter because I'll probably want to dig it all out anyway. That one we want to channel down so that the pump can draw from water beneath. I'm going to need a way in and out of here. Actually, no, what am I doing? This is a waterfall area. Yeah, what I'm laying out here actually goes to the floor below. So we've got the pump stack will be operating in this area. But I need to mark it from the bottom so I know where my pumps are going to be. Yep, so this is the layer that is going to have the water wheel in it. So we shall have the pump goes from here to here, and then we channel down there. The water wheel goes from here to here and from here to here. I probably don't need two, I probably only need one, but hey, it's all, you know, it's free power. And I will need to channel beneath those, so actually rather than digging them, we will want to channel, thank you, channel from there to there. Can I switch these markers off? I'm not even sure how I switch them on. Set priority. Can I stop setting priorities? Then that will... We need at the back, we're going to need an area for the water to gather. So in fact, this whole thing will be dug out, except some of it will be channeled as well. And then we just have the walls all around it. Yep, and that'll be 2 water wheels and a pump will go in there with some access to the layer below. Then, so the pump is going to be sitting on here and it's going to be drawing from there and pumping out there. So when we go up a level, we need to get the pump drawing out of there, and the pump itself will sit here and it will fill there. And then we'll have grates around the place. Probably what we'll have... Oh, just thought actually. No, we don't need to have grates around the place. Okay, so it's going to be filling a square there. So if we go up here, there needs to be a hole there for the pump. And then we'll dig out an area where the top layer pump will sit, which is there. And it's going to fill a hole at the back of the pump there. So then what we need to do is to allow... So where my cursor is going to be filled with pumped water. Then I'm going to want to let that water spill out to the sides. So we'll channel a hole from here to here. What we should get is the water just pours all over the place with that, because it'll suck it up and it'll be spitting it out in front, to the side, to the back, but all within that brown marked area. So down here, now this pump is going to be pulling up through there. So actually, we want the waterfall to be coming from here to here. We'll run it either side, so I can make the water flow upstairs look like that, easy enough. So we'll say from there to there. So that's the area that needs to be channeled, which means that this area here just needs to be dug out. And then the same on this side of the pump. And then we channel from there to there. Okay. Is anybody following this? Hello, Diekick. Not seen you for a while either. I've seen some people tonight that I've not seen for a while. Right, so if you're following this, I think I've got that set up correctly now. This is going to be a sealed room, but I'm going to want to make a doorway in so we can at least dig it out. Yes, so the miners can get in there and do something. So we're going to want to come from here to here. Right, miners, I need you to work from the top and go down. And just before you do, I actually need to change the order in which they do this. So I can't have them channeling that bit out first, otherwise they won't be able to get to the rest of it. So we'll just put that on marker only for the moment. And likewise that one and that one. But I think they can access the rest. So they'll mine through here, they'll channel these two bits. That bit, and that bit. And then we can get them to channel... Oh yeah, and they'll channel that. We can get them to channel the holes here and here. And then finally we'll get them to channel that bit. And then we'll just stick a door there. In fact, we could even just wall it. Well, no, we can't wall it off. We've got to go and build a... Oh yeah, we need to build the pump there before we channel the hole. To build the pump, we're going to need... some bits. We're gonna need an enormous wooden corkscrew and a wooden pipe section. In fact, let's build 2 of each. We're gonna need more than 2, but get 2 going for the moment. Yes, we do have a pipe path for the miners. Just checking that. The miners are probably busy doing stuff at the moment. So yeah, they'll come in here. They can get through the diagonals. I'm going to have to tell them to just dig this one to start with. Oops. Still got it on marker, haven't I? So dig... Standard. Yeah, I'll need them to be able to walk on this bit, and at the moment it's just a solid wall. Okay, so I'm happy with that one. Then down here we're going to need them to be able to just get in here to dig this stuff. They'll be building a pump in the middle there as well, so now if I'm careful, I'll be able to get them to dig this out without needing to rebuild after it, because the pump itself does have a solid part to its body that will block water. Oh, and I'm just looking at the time. Did my graphics card die? No, it's in a... so this is Dwarf Fortress. It had a very major update yesterday. Vanilla Dwarf Fortress is in ASCII. And the third-party tools that give it things like tile packs and a better user interface, they haven't been updated yet because the big update is just so big and so fresh, and it's just too exciting to wait. While I'm down here, I'm just thinking, got some more levers to connect. I had intended to wait until the third-party tools had been updated. I was going to carry on playing a fort that I had, and I lasted about 2 hours before I was just too eager to come and try all of the stuff. Let's see, so this is the trench doorway. But myself and some people in chat have been watching Cupo this evening, and Cupo should be coming back online in the next few minutes. When he does, I'll call my stream to an end and we'll go over and we'll carry on watching Cupo, because Cupo's fort is quite a bit more advanced, and he's been playing it longer than me. He's more experienced at playing with ASCII, certainly. So yeah, we'll watch Cupo and then maybe we'll stream a little bit more later on. But when the tile set does come out, I know that certainly my viewers prefer prefer to use a tile set. So you don't even know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's Dwarf Fortress is the most amazing game. It takes a little bit. It's something that when you watch it for a little while, you start to get to understand what it all means. This is the game that inspired Minecraft, it inspired RimWorld and Prison Architect and 1,000 other games. It's a amazing base builder, colony management, tower defense style game. But it's a game that is built on almost like a sideline on a world simulation engine. And what the engine does is we've created a world, and that world has civilizations that throughout this, since the creation of the world, it's been calculating how those civilizations have been reacting with each other, and they've risen and fallen, and heroes have slaughtered monsters, and monsters have burnt down fortresses, and demons have been leashed onto the world, and civilizations have gathered up together, and someone's married somebody and had kids, and their kid turned into a hero, and someone else created an artifact, and all of this history is there, and it's so rich. And this world doesn't really care very much about us. So when we start off, we have 7 dwarves. When we start off with our 7 dwarves, we decide where we want to try and set up home. And depending on where we choose, we've got a better chance or a worse chance of surviving longer. So it's it's a really quite an amazing game. But yep, I think I'm just about ready to call the stream to an end. I can just hear something going on outside that I think needs my attention. Nothing bad. I've just got visitors about to arrive. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company for the last couple of hours. And hello, bag of holding. Yes. If you keep the game paused, you can live forever. If you lock a vampire in a small room, you can also live forever. There are a few ways to get by. Although I don't know whether or not that's still true, or whether there's a way that some of the creatures destroy walls these days. I have no idea. Yep, so for those of you who are going over to Cupo's stream, I don't know if he's gone live yet. Let's just see if I can see him there. Oh my word, there's 272 people. Yeah, he's not live yet, but he will be shortly. So, yeah, follow me over to Cupo. And I'll see you there shortly. I think he'll be back within the next few minutes. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye.